What's up, guys? Just finished my workout and I played a little bit of basketball, and that always makes me happy. I actually really enjoy basketball because I grew up on it, not in the sense that I played like mad sports or for school or anything, but I grew up on a lot of street ball. Oh, cool, it's Joe and Jess passing by. So I grew up on a lot of street ball, and back in the day when I grew up, I lived in one of those neighborhoods where kind of like all the kids knew each other on the streets. I don't know if that still exists anymore, because the neighborhood that I live in now, it seems like most neighbors kind of keep to each other. And although like I do see the occasional regular neighbor walking his dog and I say what's up, but the community just doesn't seem that tight. So I don't know if times have changed, if people are still really tight with their neighbors, or maybe it's just the community that I moved to. Let me know. Like, let me know if your neighborhood is still tight like that, because I would love to move to a place where the community is tight like that, so that like my kids can be friends with his neighbors and they can all play, because I really enjoyed that type of upbringing. And I think it's because of that I became so active as a kid. Like, we would play street hockey, soccer in the middle of the street because there weren't too many cars that passed by, and we played street ball. And as a result, I think that built a really good athletic base for me. Whereas a lot of other kids that I've known, since they didn't grow up in such a active neighborhood, a lot of them just resorted to playing games. And there's nothing wrong with that. But once you become addicted to games, you kind of lose out on that activity and that camaraderie and the athleticism that you get to build like on the street that applies to so many other things. And I think that's also why like almost every sport that I pick up, I can get decently good pretty quickly, just because I've played so many different sports that like my mind just registers movements in a certain way. And so that's something I really miss. So going back to the street ball, one of the things that we used to do too was just on the streets. Like, I was so dumb that I thought and one was where the best basketball players were. Like, I would watch the NBA and I'm like, man, this is so boring. Look at them, they're just passing the ball. Like, they don't even have enough confidence in themselves to complete the shot. And I was so dumb that I didn't know they were making plays to distract the team. I didn't understand that. I would just watch and one, I'm like, yeah, these guys are good. You see this guy, he's ball hogging the whole time and he is just juking people left and right. So that's how I played on the streets, and we used to play each other for money. And this is all the way up until like when I was like 4th grade, all the way up until I was about 12. Like in junior high, we would meet up at school before school started. We'll play each other for money for $5, or play each other for a Gatorade. And so I got pretty good at like driving in, and I had good handles because all I ever did was watch and one. But the funny thing is, I got into wrestling later on in high school. And then when I went to another high school, I was gonna wrestle there, but my weight class was like the Oregon State champion. So I'm like, oh shit, I wanted to be in varsity, but then I was junior, but this guy was just way too good. So I tried out for the basketball team, and luckily with no basketball coaching or official basketball experience, I made it on the team just based off of the experience I had playing street ball. But I was so dumb because everyone was playing a team sport and they would pass the ball around, and I was there doing all these like mad handles all the time, and the coach would pull me off the court all the time, like, Bart, what are you doing? It was wide open. What are you doing? And I'm just like, I didn't get it. I don't get it. I thought I'm doing a good job. He put me on varsity. You put me on varsity because I'm good. You want me to make all the points. And I didn't realize that that basketball is a team sport. So I guess the lesson is it's good to play with all your friends in a neighborhood like that, and it's good to have a tight-knit community, but you also got to think bigger and know some real shit, because I didn't know real shit, and I thought what I was playing was basketball. But I just play basketball right now, and it kind of reminded me of all this, because usually like when we play teams, 5-on-5, 3-on-3, I'm not like that good, but we just played 21, a game of 21 where driving and one-on-one matters a lot. And I was like, oh shit, I smashed on a lot of guys right now that have played team basketball, and I just realized, oh, it's because of my street ball experience, and it felt good. And that also means that my weight loss is coming down, because now my conditioning is better. The last couple of times I tried to play basketball, I couldn't even play more than 3 minutes because I was just so fucking exhausted carrying all this weight, and my conditioning sucks. I've been powerlifting, but now I've been doing a lot more conditioning, a lot of more circuits, and I've been trying to play basketball at least once a week, and everything feels good. I just feel more athletic and healthier, so I feel really good right now. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna shower, pick up the dogs, and we got a bunch of meetings today, so I'll see you guys at the office.
My darling, I love you, 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 I love you.
To be a engaged man?
It feels exactly the same.
Exactly the same?
Mm-hmm.
You don't see like the ring on her finger and you're like, now I gotta do like extra to provide, or like now it makes you guys more of a unit than you guys ever were before?
The reason why I don't feel like it feels any different is because we've been living together. I've already picked up a lot of the responsibilities with Isaac that I should be if I were to, you know, be a stepdad or whatever, and then and to be a husband. I feel like we've already have that family dynamic. We've been living together for 3 years.
Yeah.
At 3 and almost 4 years. Like almost the entirety of our relationship has been living together. And so because of that, I feel like we've already accepted the roles of which, I guess when engaged people get engaged, like they're just then getting, or the conventional standard at least, you know, they're just then getting used to maybe moving in together or maybe getting more serious and stuff. But because of like, you know, the nature of our relationship with Isaac, it's like we were kind of thrusted into this relationship where automatically we became a family. And so because of that, I don't feel any different. But when I do see the ring on her finger now, like today, maybe it's the novelty of having a ring on her finger still, but I did feel like a bit of like a rush of like excitement, like, oh yeah, that's right, that happened yesterday,
and she's mine forever.
Yeah, and then I think it's also, I mean, it could be the novelty of it and how new it is still, but like, I can see her face very, like, it's very happy. Like, I think it's just like, when she looks down, she sees the ring, she's happy, and it's just kind of, there's a spark right now to just what happened last night.
Yeah.
But I think for seeing, like, what it would be in the future, I could see that. Like, what you mentioned about, like, just feeling more like a unit together. Like, there's something that, there's an intangible element now that really combines you together in a more like permanent way.
Yeah, it's almost like the way that I feel, it's like it's more of a, although like we were already dedicated to each other, me and Gio, I feel like the marriage, if anything, it's not so much like us moving in together because we already did that, we already have bank accounts, so like all the stuff of life, it's already conjoined, but now it's more so of like a spiritual and like a soul connection where it's like no matter what, if we're homeless, we're gonna be homeless together. If we're gonna be wealthy, we're gonna be wealthy together. And if we're gonna go through some shit that's gonna be together, we're gonna smile together.
That's so true.
So it's like, it's more of like our hearts are now together.
Exactly. And I think that the hearts being together is exactly like that feeling. Like I can't put it any other way. Like having your hearts together, or like just having that spiritual union now, it's like, that's what's holding, or that's what, I don't know, I really don't know how to explain it. It's just like this inner feeling you get, and I think it's just hearts combined together is the best way to say it.
Yeah.
Like, and like, sex last night was awesome. it was, the sex is different, I'd say. At least last night was different, because it wasn't like, okay, so you have your honeymoon sex, which is like super like, exploring each other's bodies and like what they like, what they don't like, and stuff like that, and there's a novelty to that. And then once you become like boyfriend girlfriend for a certain duration of time, becomes less of that and more like going through the motions of it, but then still kind of like, this is, I don't know, there's still like this thought of like, this is another person's body, you know, like this is someone else.
Yeah.
But then last night's sex was like,
We're together.
we're together. This is no longer a stranger. Like, no way she's a stranger. She is literally like another half of me, and it's just, it felt more in tune. Like, it was just like very harmonious versus like trying to like feed off each other's energy. It was like the energy's already there. And so,
It's like when you get a duplicate key and the key fits really good.
yes.
Because sometimes they don't make a good job and you're like wiggling around, you're like, what the fuck? But in this duplicate key, it's like, you did a good job.
That's so true.
So when's the next big day?
Oh man.
The big day. Is
I
it gonna
guess-
be like near future, or it's something you wanna wait a little bit longer to plan it out?
I don't know, we haven't actually had that discussion yet. So like last night we mentioned like, oh, so what do you want to do for the wedding? And we just kind of laughed at it together and just kind of like, I don't know. It's just like, I guess right now we're just enjoying the moment of what happened last night
yeah.
until that wears off. Like, I don't know.
Just take a step at a time.
Yeah, but I guess theoretically,
It's a
maybe
big thing,
a year
weddings.
from now. But if we're trying to spend more, then maybe 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 10. I don't know.
The wedding is it's a big project.
It's expensive. It's expensive. It's time consuming. Takes a lot of energy and effort. Stressful.
I was like mainly out of it, but I could see Gio and Tiff like stressing out, and we even have Nancy on the other side of Hawaii.
Oh, right.
So there was like 3 girls planning it, but it was just, man, it's like planning a big shoot, a big feature film shoot. You know, there's so many moving parts. We're talking about all the restaurants we're supposed to eat at. Everyone has different dietary needs, especially my parents. And they were talking about the car situation, moving around, transportation, because we all want to move together.
Yeah.
It's a big ordeal.
Oh yeah. And then Tiff wants to like do it in Paris. Like she would really like if there was like any way possible, she would want it in like in Paris.
Everyone has to get like that Oyster Pass or whatever.
Oyster Pass?
I think that's the pass where you get it for like a fixed period of time, but you have unlimited subway train rides.
Oh.
Yeah, because or else you just buy like.
Oh yeah, we did do that in Italy actually. Yeah.
So you can get that thing, because I think all of us would probably be like riding. Or it depends if it's. Oh, is it Paris? Because not just
know.
like.
I was entertaining that.
Because there's like city Paris, and then there's like parts of France.
outskirts.
Yeah, where it's like you could probably drive around or something.
You know what it is? I think realistically thinking about an unrealistic situation. So if we're really entertaining the idea of France or Europe, or France in general, then I would tell her not Paris, but maybe Nice, because Nice is beachside, which then she likes beach. A lot of the people we know love
the beach.
And at the same time, though, it also has the French side of it. You know, the buildings, obviously, the cuisine, the people. So I feel like, you know, if we're gonna go France, then that would be the place. But that's thinking realistically with an unrealistic situation.
Yeah.
Because I feel like France is just unrealistic.
But Paris is also like one of the most romantic places in the world.
True.
I was like there by myself, and I was just falling in love with myself.
Yeah.
I was like,
just walking, you're like,
I'm like, man, I'm gonna have some wine and just caress my legs while I eat this steak.
That's so true.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful place.
What would you do if you had the option? If money was no object, would you entertain the idea of going overseas for a wedding?
Well,
I guess you did
we did go overseas, yeah.
But like, I guess like money was no object, right? Like, would you pick a more like, I guess the higher end place?
Yeah. I think for me it would have been still in Hawaii, but we probably just would have got like a way bigger and better equipped place where there's full AC, like a big ass mansion on the beach. Because I think it's more so the style, like finding the style of wedding you want. So for us, we really wanted it to be chill, laid back. Like David wasn't even wearing shoes when he married us. You know, everyone's wearing shorts. So with that said, it's like it would still be either there or like Bora Bora or like some sort of like tropical. You know, it would still retain the same feeling.
Price tag though, Bora Bora to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Or Hawaii to Bora Bora.
But the effect is still the same.
True.
So if you guys are looking for like the romantic city vibe, then maybe you guys could brainstorm. You guys got Paris, but there's probably a few other cities that are like maybe
I'm trying to think like US,
budget.
mainland.
U.S.
Even within LA County.
Romantic.
What's the most romantic city in LA right now? Or LA County?
Or maybe like Catalina Island, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. There's probably some like the thing about Paris that makes it so romantic. It's in addition to the culture, there's also just all the history.
Yeah.
You know, like the buildings are just so old, like 1400, 1600 buildings.
And they're so like meticulously made too, like all the carvings and the moldings and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's like cobblestone streets.
Cobblestone.
I think the closest you're gonna get is probably somewhere in Canada that's also French occupied at one point in time.
Canada.
That's probably the closest, because I can't picture any other place in America that's as romantic as France
That's true.
or Paris.
Canada doesn't have the rain though. It's Canada.
I know, it's not Paris.
No offense to Canada, but it's Canada.
Yeah, there's no. Cause that's kind of how I feel about America too. It's like America, it's kind of trashy.
It is trashy.
It's like I don't
never
know.
entertain the idea of American city being romantic. I think
Yeah.
the most romantic city we do have is New York.
Yeah.
Even New York itself is like, or maybe because we're American, but I don't know. We kind of look down upon our own stuff.
Since the wedding isn't like on your immediate to-do list, is there a reason why you chose to get engaged so much earlier? Because a lot of people, they have like kind of the wedding in mind, and then they're like, okay, then I'm engaged like 6 months out or a year out. Is there a reason for you where you're like, I'm just gonna get engaged first and then figure out the wedding later?
I think you know who asked me this question too, just like not long ago, because I was with him. Byron. Byron was asking me that question too, and he was asking me like, yeah, so when's the wedding, or if not, then why get engaged? And I think I didn't think about it. I don't know why. And I just thought maybe it was like a feeling thing,
Yeah.
And it partially is. It's like I don't know. I just felt like it was time. I felt like, and our anniversary's coming up, and it's our 4-year anniversary, and like, it makes sense to, I guess, pop the question. It's long enough. We know each other long enough, and I already know that we've been knowing that we're gonna be together forever. So, it made sense. But then furthermore, I think it was actually Isaac. I think Isaac was one of the main components to my subconscious thought process, and the fact that I think, he went through 2 other, guys in his life.
Yeah, like potential father figures.
Yeah, and so I'm like the 4th father figure, because he has his real dad, and then 2 other guys, and then me.
Yeah.
And I think to him, he really wanted us to get married, just based on like the way he talks about it. It just seemed like he was really looking forward to it.
I think he probably just wants that like picture perfect household that like he sees his friends has or something. No?
Well, maybe that's what he thinks consciously, but I think subconsciously it's one of those like, well, if my mom gets married, then I have a stepdad, and if I have a stepdad, then I officially have a unified family, and it's like a peace of mind that I have stability at home,
Yeah.
So I feel like subconsciously and after the fact, I feel like maybe I didn't know I did it. Maybe I didn't know that I was doing it, but then afterwards, and seeing how Isaac was reacting to it and how he was during the whole process of it, it just felt like I was actually doing it for him. Like I think I was giving him a peace of mind that I wasn't gonna run away, or I wasn't gonna just leave, and I was here to stay, and he can trust me that I'm gonna be his friend, So
That's awesome.
yeah, I think it was for Isaac. It subconsciously, it somehow just happened that way, but I don't think I made the conscious decision to do that beforehand. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Did you tell your parents
Yeah.
last night?
They're happy.
What did they say?
Actually, they didn't talk to them that much. They were just talking to Tiff the majority of the time.
Oh.
I just said, hi, I'm engaged now, and they're like,
Was Tiff all crying on the phone?
Like
all happy?
She was about to cry with my mom, and my mom was like, she was like, now I have a beautiful daughter.
Oh.
Daughter I never had. And then that made like Tiff tear up and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, it's an expensive, unnecessary adventure, but at the same time, it yields a lot of satisfaction, I think. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with it. And thank you. You're the real MVP.
Why? Would I do anything?
You got the hookup for the ring.
It's just that's just asking around. That's like, hey,
But still, that's
sells rings?
That's access that I didn't have until you came in, and I was like, oh yeah. And then that made I don't know. I think if had it not been for you, I think I would have settled for like any ring and not have a custom job for it, you know. And I think the custom job aspect of it made it that much more meaningful
and special.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful ring.
I told her what happened, you know. I told her
Yeah.
how it all happened and stuff like that, and I told her like the value of the ring and what I actually got it for and stuff like that. And she was like, "Wow, like that's," and like she mentioned like her previous engagement, like the rock was like tiny. It was super tiny. Like she was crying, not out of. And she says she's not materialistic or anything.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to paint her that way, but
Yeah.
like, she did say like I wasn't trying to be materialistic, but at the same time, you kind of subconsciously think like, well, if someone gives you a ring, your worth as a girlfriend or a fiance or a future wife is, you know, subconsciously measured through that size of the rock. You
Yeah.
know, the value of that ring. You know,
Yeah.
and
It's not like directly correlated, but
yeah,
there's
if you
some
watch
sort
and
of
think about it, it
there's
doesn't
some
make sense, but
there's some sort of correlation to it. Yeah.
exactly. And she just felt like it was undervalued, and she just didn't feel like that was. She didn't have a good feeling coming out of it, I guess. You know, and I don't think she was trying to say, "Oh, give me a better rock," you know.
Yeah.
Like, it was just more like it just gave her like a uneasy feeling. And then, but then on the other end, though, when I gave her this rock, it was like she could never in her life. She told me like never in her life would she had ever imagined having that quality on her finger. And so I guess that was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
I guess for me to be able to provide something that she never thought was attainable for her.
You set the bar high.
I know.
So now when it's like your 20-year anniversary or something,
I know.
you gotta spend like double.
What am I doing? I'm digging myself a hole.
You know what I noticed today?
What?
I actually didn't notice this before because we had so many things going on that I didn't even realize that it happened. But I just realized that we've been having our Barbell Brigade corporate meetings at the new office in the set area. And because I remember we used to have it in our bedroom, well, not our bedroom, but in our living room. And now that it's at like a more official place, it doesn't really feel more official because it's always been official and we've always aimed to get shit done. But I just thought it felt really cool the way that things have been able to kind of like materialize like our dreams.
It felt the most official when we held it, I think last week, in the conference room. Because at least on the set side, like we have a really lax like work environment, right? So if you want to come in like your PJs and sit with your legs open, taking whiffs of your own ass, like we don't care. Like if you're comfortable, that's all good. But in the conference room, because there aren't any couches for you to slouch in, and the chairs, it doesn't recline, so it forces you to have like upright posture. It felt hella legitimate. Like I was like, dude, this is tight. It felt like a legitimate business, even though we are a legitimate business. It just felt like those corporations that you see
Like those
in,
board meetings.
Like yeah, like in big time movies, and I'm like, oh snaps, like we're official.
But the reason why I feel more legitimate in the Barbell Brigade set side is because that conference room, I still feel like it belongs to JK. And so,
AKA you.
well, I don't see it that way. So I see
I'm
see
kidding.
each entity as its own entity, and because that conference room belongs to JK, like when I'm working on barbell stuff,
Yeah.
I think of myself as a barbell employee, so I don't tap into like the perks that JK has or anything like that, you know?
Yeah.
So like when barbell comes up, like I feel really happy as if I'm experiencing business growth for the first time, even though I've already had business success with JK.
Yeah.
I feel it again with barbell because my mind's not split that way. Like every time I'm in a different company,
You're
I
like
view it.
zone in.
Yeah, I zone in. And so because barbell has been able to go from our living room to its official set and meeting place, I'm like, man, that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, I mean, I can agree to that because not that it felt like it's JK, but it didn't have any sort of branding or anything or like life to it. When you're at the Barbell site, like everyone has their personal belongings there. Like we have Barbell Brigade posted huge on the wall.
Yeah.
It has our personal branding, our personal taste. So yeah, I can see what you're saying.
Yeah. I don't know. I just wanted to share that with you.
That's awesome. So when did it hit you, and what were you doing when it hit you?
We were just
And
in the
how
meeting.
did it hit you?
Well, we were just about to start the meeting, and I was just looking around. I saw everyone gathered around, and I'm like, oh shit, we haven't been doing this in our living room anymore. This is official. I feel like Leo, when he first started his own little company in Wolf on Wall Street, and they just rented like a bootleg warehouse with a bunch of desks.
Yeah.
And like, to some people from the outside, they might be like, man, that shit looks fucking janky and it sucks. But to him, it's like, this is my startup and I have a passion, I have a vision. I don't give a fuck what you guys think.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like how I felt with our little set. I was like, man, things are changing, things are growing. And then there's that empty space next to our current office right now. There's a new space that opened up, and I'm like, man, hopefully we can grow fast enough where we can take that one over.
Yeah. You know, I think it's never hit you before
Why?
that it moved from our living room, moved out of our living room into this new office.
Because you're gonna talk some shit right now, huh?
Because you never clean.
See, I knew you were gonna talk some fucking shit.
Because you never clean, so you never see the residue or the leftovers from.
Yes, I
everyone
do,
being
because I
there.
clean up everyone's water bottles. Everyone always drinks half
You
a water
do?
bottle. Yeah, everyone drinks half a water bottle and they leave it there. Why do you think when you clean, it's already been half cleaned? 'Cause I half cleaned it.
Feel that. I've never felt, and I've never seen you do that. So
I always pick
I'll
up
give
the
you
water bottle.
I'll
Because
give you the benefit of the doubt.
yeah, there might be some sticky stuff here, paper towels over there. But for me, it's a pet peeve of mine to see random water bottles like scattered all over the place. So when I see it, I just purposely move it because it bothers me. So I already cleaned that place like half before you even get your dirty paws on it.
You don't even know where any of the cleaning stuff is. By you picking up bottles, if that's what you call cleaning, then fine.
Yes.
You clean, but you do a half-assed job.
That's exactly what I said. I said I clean half of it. I never said clean full of it. That's your job.
That's the weirdest thing to brag about.
I'm not
Anyway,
bragging.
I'm happy it hit you. Welcome to the club. Fucking yayers.
You're a fucking yayers.
Let me see. Let me see if it's shaved. I'm gonna. Ew! No, it's not. Why would you lie to me?
See?
Why did you make me look at it?
It's medium rare.
Ew! What are you talking about?
If